So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a hard act to follow, some interesting stuff, and I'm not going to be talking about gold at all. I'm going to be talking about copper. You need a second, please? Oh, okay. I have to rewind. That's okay. Maybe I'll just talk about copper a little bit and CopperCorp. So, I'm obviously an Englishman living in Vancouver, but our asset is in Tasmania. So, little difficult, little different as well. Tasmania, one of the previous speakers talked about their asset, which is a tin asset. We have two plays in Tasmania. Have they found the slides yet?
Wie schaut's aus?
We have a short roll with the full screen mode. The presentation switches back to the normal mode.
Okay, no worries. So the copper market, I'm pretty sure that people in this audience are well aware of the deficit that's going to occur in the copper market. As a result, by 2050, we're going to be roughly 50 million tons short per annum of copper, and at the moment we use 25 million tons a year. This is going to be interesting, but I'm going to talk for 15 minutes on copper and CopperCorp.
I can ask you.
Okay, no worries.
So how big is the market today?
We're 10 million market cap at the moment. We're 10 million, we have 6 million in the bank.
Okay.
So yeah, I have an EV, which is...
What's your share price now?
Share price is 16.
60 cents?
16, yeah, 16 cents.
And the last financing was at?
The last financing was 50 cents. And so the charts that Dominic just showed are very similar to ours. That's the similarity between the two talks. Yeah, CopperCorp, we have two plays in Tasmania. I mean, the size of our property is 60 is half the size of Luxembourg, and the size of Tasmania itself. Yes, but you know, if I owned half of it, I think they'd have something to say about it, right? The size of Tasmania, I was quite surprised. I was going for a European analogy this morning. It's 66% larger than Switzerland. So Tasmania itself is large. It's got 6 operating mines. And just the forward-looking statements, a little bit about our company. But with the strategy of the company that I'm going for, a little bit about my background. I used to be, started life as an exploration geologist with Rio Tinto. Spent a number of years with Rio Tinto, and then became a stock market analyst for a while for a bank in Canada. That's what took me to Canada first. And then more lately, I became business development commercial manager based out of Singapore. And my job was copper, looking for new copper assets for the company. So obviously, I got pretty close to The Economist, and I spent a lot of time in DRC, a lot of time in other parts of the world. And must admit that Tasmania was a place that we knew about, but we would never have gone into Tasmania. We never thought any assets there would be large enough, even though we have large mines like Renison, Rosebery, and these others. It was never going to be a place that we'd invest in. However, I'll get to it in a minute. I think this is going to be one of those locations in the world that's going to appeal to some of the larger companies. So, talking a little bit about Tasmania, 100% renewable state, established mining district. I mean, there's one mine there that's on care and maintenance right now, which is 3 million tons to contain copper. That would be considered world class even by today's standards. These were discovered in start of the 1900s, and we had within 20 kilometers of where we're located with our two projects, there are 6 operating mines. The population of Tasmania is only 500,000 people, of which this small part of Tasmania that we're in has all of the mines that are producing. The previous people, Tin One, their properties in the northeast. And look, the whole workforce is very familiar with the mining industry in Tasmania. So it's not that unusual. I'm glad I'm talking to a European crowd, because usually in North America, they think we're in Tanzania or in Africa for some reason. It's incredible. Half of the conversations ended, good luck in Africa. So Tasmania, I'm pretty sure where you guys all know about. I've got a very small little diagram there because I don't really need to explain where it is. It's at the southern tip of Australia, and it's a pretty wild place. I mean, on the west side, it's pretty jungle-like, and on the eastern side, it's kind of dairy farms and pretty good Pinot Noir wine. But the thing that drives the economy of Tasmania definitely is the mining industry. It's a significant percentage of the GDP, and a majority of the exports are mining related. So I think I've made the point about the importance of the location. Where I'm going to be talking about is where that red box is and the Skyline. So we have two main projects, and we cover about 1,400 square kilometers with our land position. And within that box, we've done 7,000 meters of drilling last year. And we are now going into the resource definition stage. And we've already had a visit from a mid-size producing company, which have got assets in Chile. So with 10 million market cap, 6 million in the bank, a drilling project that we're going to continue. And I'm going to talk about this other Skyline project that we just finished drilling a couple of weeks ago, and we still don't have the results back. I think it's a pretty compelling investment if copper is something that turns your crank here. Now, the reason we went in there is that one of the advisors was one of Robert Freeland's. He was the vice president of exploration for Robert Freeland. He was working at a very large iron mine nearby, Savage River, which is roughly 500, 600 million tons at 50%. And he recognized there was a bunch of copper showings around there. Look, this Alpine project, and I'm going to concentrate on just this particular area of the AMC, had been known about in the past, but the company then switched its attention to tin. But within this package of rocks here, which is about 1,000 square kilometers, I would say there's about 25 untested locations. And the Jasper Hills, which unfortunately is covered by the little red line there, is our first prospect. And we've got some incredible results from rock sampling that we've done at surface. It's a mine that was producing in the 1930s. And so armed with the massive land package that we have, which, if I'm not mistaken, when I was talking with Jakob Straussbaum, who's the Rio Tinto CEO, I was talking to him at the conference in Toronto a few weeks ago. And I was talking to him simply because, the people I know now at the senior levels of both BHP and Rio Tinto, and my colleague is the head of exploration. So we were chatting. And he said that Rio Tinto, BHP, I knew this already, are going away from trying to find. We were asked when I was working there to find something that moves the needle, something that would affect the bottom line of the company. Resolution, Oyu Tolgoi, all of these big projects now are getting stalled. And the chief executive of Rio Tinto, Jakob, he said to me, we don't want to find large assets in difficult locations anymore. We want to find assets in friendly locations, and we want to grow them from mid-size to larger, which I kind of knew that was the BHP line. I wasn't aware that it was also Rio Tinto's. And so I think that what we've got here is an incredible package of land that would appeal to a mid and large company. And even just 1 month ago, we had, as I say, a visit from a mid-sized company. So I'll go into a little bit, and I'll skip through these slides quickly because they're a little bit technical, but on the other hand, it's important to explain that we're in a copper belt, and IOCG is a new type of copper class of copper styles, and the largest you might know is Olympic Dam in Australia, and the other one is Candelaria in Chile. We've completed 2 drill programs. The one on the AMC, we've announced the results, and we're going to probably be defining a resource of somewhere between 50 and 20 million tons at 1%, but we haven't finished our drill program yet, but we're just starting to get going on the resource definition. This is what some of the core looks like, and these are some of the intersections. I'll just leave that up there for a second. Chalcopyrite, there's no gold associated with it, but there is cobalt. And one of the minerals that we should be able to recover as well is iron. We have 18% iron, and we would send the iron to the Savage River mine, which is less than 20 kilometers away. So these intersections, although they're not stellar, and this is why, stellar zone, the reason why we're not getting sort of the attention that places like Chile do is we're probably unlikely to get 200 meters at 2% copper equivalent. But that's not to say these aren't mineable at high grade and underground. And I think this is the way that things are going to go. And I strongly believe that this resource is going to grow, but we're going to have to drill some deep holes. We've got the cash, we've got plenty of cash to be able to do this. But I'm now doing this balancing game between working on the stellar zone, and this is a long section across it. You can see it's open at all depth that we have, but it's going to be expensive. It's to drill one deep hole in this part of Australia is going to be about $300,000. All right. So if you've got $6 million in the bank, you're kind of weighing up, okay, that will actually garner the attention of the Rio Tintos, the BHPs of this world, because these are the types of thing that they like to get. It's just a rounding error in some sort of budget for them to be able to put a $10 million program down. But this is the sort of thing, providing you have enough ground, they will explore something like the ground that we have. I know it for sure because I used to work for them. But in the old days, we had a different perspective. This is another cross-section from the same location in Alpine, and this is just to show that there's a number of different projects and prospects that are within this whole district. This is 110 kilometers long, and Savage River Mine is right in the middle. That's the iron ore one that I was mentioning, which is actually very similar in style to the Kiruna mine in northern Sweden. The Jasper Hill one that I was just mentioning before, just take a look at those copper numbers that are on there. These are from, we took 54 samples, and this is the ones that had copper rich in them. Now, you can see there's some duds in there, so I've included everything that we took. Very high grades. We don't know quite what it's going to come to. This is our first prospect outside of Alpine that we've actually spent any time exploring, and we've had some success. We put the news out, and like every other news we put out, the price went down, nobody's really interested. So we're not doing a massive marketing campaign. My job is to sell the project to a mid and large company right now. And if you've ever seen the news that a company called Inflection put out with the Anglo Gold Ashanti joint venture that they've just done, that's probably something that I'd be heading this company towards. So the Skyline project, I've got a few more minutes to just discuss about the Skyline one. This is a brand new project, never been drilled before. We've put 700, just north of 700 meters of drilling into it. We haven't got the assays back yet, but I've already announced the fact that there's visible copper. But this is a multi-commodity, and this has, not only does it have copper, it has gold, silver, lead, zinc as well. This is of a different type of geology. It's probably more related to a VMS style, which there is in the general area. There's a lot of VMS deposits, and the most famous is the Rosebery. And so, look, we have two large areas of ground here, which are still unexplored. The Dora zone is 5 kilometers long in itself, and we've only just put 2 holes from one platform at the moment. So that is just a summary of the attributes of the Skyline project. Mount Lyell is nearby. The Henty mine is right next door. These are literally just 10 kilometers away, 5 kilometers away. So I'll skip through the benefits of the Dora zone, and you can see just on some of the samples that we took from surface, 47 grams gold. Look, there's a lot of upside in what we're talking about here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be drilling AMC at the end of the year, and next year we'll be drilling again at the Skyline project. The team, we have a very slim team. I mean, we just have 3 directors at the moment, myself, Sam, and Craig. Sam and Craig are both, Craig Roberts used to be the CEO of Newfound Gold. You might have heard of that one if you're gold bugs. And Sam Garrett, he's a geologist that found one of the larger gold deposits in Indonesia. Sean Westbrook is Tasmanian born, and he's the exploration manager. Doug Kerwin, he was the discoverer of, if you like, the concept of why we're in there. John Robbins, he just sold a company for $1.7 billion. He's a personal friend of mine, and also I worked with him in the last company, K2. Alex is here. He helps me out on the road shows and with the corporate development side of things. And I just wanted to sort of like make a summary here. I've got 2 minutes to give the summary. It was 6.2 million in cash. Trading anywhere on a good day, we'd be at 10 million, but more likely it would be 5 to 10 million market cap. Low burn rate. Have I gone out marketing? No, because I was waiting until we had something to market. So we will be going out marketing pretty soon. Safe jurisdiction, supportive local government. We're actually getting money back for the drilling that we did on the Skyline project because we're getting a grant to do it from the government. So we're getting a substantial amount of money to assisting us.
What does that mean, substantial?
Substantial? The drilling costs 150 and they're giving us 70,000 back per hole. Okay. Well, it's good for us. Yeah. Educated workforce, 100% renewable energy. In fact, there's an excess of energy in this part of Tasmania and they export it to the mainland. I don't know what else I can say to finish off. I'm just going to finish off by saying it's a great...
We just use the time for questions.
Yeah, okay.
So, are there questions?
Are you following the Australian mining code?
We have to do both, yeah. Australian and Canadian, and the double accounting too. It's all fun, yeah. The burn rate of the company, by the way, is about 100,000 a month. So, but a lot of it goes into accounting fees, legal fees, and everything else. It's not too much going into salaries and but yes, we follow the JORC, but actually because we're TSX listed, we do most of it at 43-101 standards.
Okay, my question: are there any big shareholders?
There are some larger shareholders, but there's no institutions involved. There is a company called Crescat, but we have a feeling that they've probably sold most of their position. That's why we went that way on the thing. But there's one of the largest shareholders is a person called Ross Beattie. You might have heard of him. And John Robbins, yeah, he's the 6th largest shareholder. He's got a couple of million shares. And Doug Kerwin, one of the founders, he's got a very large position as well. So it's high net worth individuals in Vancouver.
Okay, and how many shares do the managers and insiders have?
36%.
36.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
More questions?
How is it connected to the infrastructure?
Well, there's a road right onto the property, yeah. I mean, it's not a highway, but it's drivable. And yeah, like with only 500,000 people, there's only so many roads in Tasmania. But you just need a 4-wheel drive and you have got paved roads. Okay, thank you.
Stephen
I'm out.
Is here. You're out the whole day?
I'm here the whole day, and I'm flying back to Vancouver tomorrow. Just flew in from the Philippines, so it's a bit of a round trip, you know?
The world is turning.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you.